All right, so maybe we'll get to some Lacanian concepts here.
Yeah,
Look, I'm not expecting you to give a full-on course on Lacan in this podcast because that's
sure.
virtually impossible, especially given the time constraints. But I'll just ask a few questions that I had in mind. Um, hmm. I've in fact got a lot of questions to ask. So maybe with some basics out of the way first. So
Right.
what does Lacan mean by objet petit a, the object course of
Sure.
desire?
Yeah. So objet petit a for Lacan is basically your lack that continues the movement of desire. If you want to imagine it as like an object, it's an object of negativized lack that continues the movement of desire. So for every desire, you never fulfill desire, and that unfulfillment of desire is the objet petit a that's continuing it.
That makes sense. And this is why would this be why both Žižek and Lacan aren't Buddhists? Like they have this
Yes.
criticism of Buddhism. Could you probably
Yeah, and
expound on why they aren't these Western Buddhists?
yeah, it's basically that Lacan was more keen to Buddhism than Zizek. Lacan, in fact, visited Buddhist temples a couple of times. He visited Japan actually and did a lot of did engaged in Buddhist discussions there. But visited Japan twice, I believe. But the reason why they don't like Buddhism much is because Buddhism says that you can relinquish your desire. But Zizek's point and Lacan's point is that when you relinquish your desire, you're desiring for the desire of relinquishing your
Exactly.
desire.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've moved back into the objet petit a through the inversion of desire. Because
And
now
yet,
you're desiring for the
yeah,
relinquishing of desire.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the and this is where the line by uh Galileo, and yet it moves, comes in, right?
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
Yes, I quote that actually in
Yeah,
my
but
essay on Lacan and
you
feminism and gender theory.
and feminism, yep. I didn't get to that in the moment. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's yeah, because it's really important. I think that's an important point there because I've realized, I mean, in some sense, even Nietzsche in his genealogy of morals makes this critique of kind of Buddhism and aestheticism, right? But he comes at it more from this like anti-life, self-hating perspective, as Nietzsche does. But I find that extremely interesting that because the idea in Buddhism is everything is kind of like a cosmic phenomena. You gotta relinquish desire, and but then the paradoxically as it happens, that itself becomes a desire to relinquish desire.
Yep.
When I read that, it blew my mind because I did try for a while all these kind of like to delve into Buddhism, and I
Mhm.
realized there was something that always kept my there was like there was like a deep antagonism in me,
Yeah.
which I couldn't deal with, despite this
Mhm.
kind of I'm going to meditate or like to not desire things.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, this antagonism is because I'm a split subject. It's a part of my being. I can't get rid of that antagonism in some sense. That's fascinating.